Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Music Mondays podcast. I'm your host, Tom Slays. Welcome on in, my friends. Happy Monday. This is episode 211 of the Music Mondays podcast. Welcome on in, my friends. I hope you're well. I hope you're chilling. Man, January is over. January is officially over, man. You know, I've never been a big fan of January. I can't lie. I like starting out the new year. New Year's great, but I always feel like the month lasts forever. You know what I mean? Like January just never seems to end. There's like 6 weeks in January, even though there's only like 4 weeks. But regardless, man, I'm your host, Tom Slays. Welcome on in. This is Music Mondays, episode 211. Hope you're well. Hope you're chilling. Let's get it. So, pretty stacked show for you guys here tonight. We're gonna be going over some weekly recap stuff. We're gonna talk about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. We're going to talk about the season 7 premiere, which is actually right now today. So now we're in a new season of the Music Mondays podcast. And then we're going to hop into some reactions and reviews. So it should be a good one. Let's go. All right. Weekly recap jazz first. So let's hop into that and let's see what we have over the last week or so. Platforms. So per usual, Music Money's basic logo t-shirts are available right now, and they are in stock. We have smalls, mediums, and larges still available on demand. So feel free to send us a message, send us a DM, let us know if that's something you're interested in. $20 with shipping, so just $20 flat, and we can ship anywhere in the States. So again, just let us know, send us a message, send us a DM. We'd be happy to get that to you, my friends. So, let's see here. So that's per usual. And every single Tuesday following the Music Mondays podcast, early access Patreon content drops on our Patreon. So again, if you're any tier member of our Patreon, you'll gain access to all of our drops early, including the Music Mondays podcast. So again, you'll be able to watch that in full quality over there on our Patreon as soon as the live show kind of goes off air. So if you missed it, or if you want to download it, you want to get some clips or anything like that, definitely go check out our Patreon for goodies like that and much more. So let's talk about it, my friend. All right, so that's usually on Tuesdays. Outside of Tuesdays, we head into Wednesday with SoundCloud Sunday submissions. SoundCloud Sunday submissions do open every single Wednesday, so keep that in mind. Make sure you're following us on social media to stay up to date with our SoundCloud Sunday playlist. And then, of course, we do some audio podcast promo for the next day when it drops. So Wednesday is a pretty stacked day, so make sure you follow us on socials, staying up to date with everything that we're doing over there on our platform. So, let's see here. So that's Wednesday. Then we head into Thursday with episode 211 of the Music Mondays podcast, available on all audio platforms. So again, if you missed the live show, that does drop every single Thursday following the live show. So per usual, if you listen to the Music Mondays podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, anywhere you listen to podcasts, the Music Mondays podcast is available to stream. So definitely go check out episode 210, and huge shout out to everybody that did submit episode 210. You guys are wonderful. Thank you. That's Thursday. Of course, following Thursday, we do drop a new YouTube video every single Thursday. So this past week, we spoke about the end of season 6 and kind of what we're going to do with the new seasons of the Music Mondays podcast going forward and everything that we have planned for you guys. So pretty exciting times. That YouTube upload is available right now if you missed it when we discussed it during 210. So definitely go check that out. Go check out our YouTube channel for new uploads every single Thursday, every single Saturday. Exclusive segments, underground tips and tricks, full podcast episodes. You guys know the drill. A whole lot of good stuff is over there on the YouTube channel. So make sure you go check that out and go show that some love. Let's get it. All right. So pretty stacked Wednesday and Thursday per usual. Then heading into, let's see here, Friday, we dropped 2 brand new articles. One of those articles being by me, where I kind of review the Music Mondays 2024 awards, and I kind of give all of our award winners some love. I definitely just wanted to shout them out one more time and talk about the award show and show some love to the Music Mondays awards in 2024. So definitely go check out that article that is available right now on the Music Mondays website. So definitely go check that out. And of course, a brand new review is live by the homie Arctic as well. So 2 brand new pieces are available right now Arctic wrote a pretty lengthy review, so that's definitely to be desired, and definitely a really solid read. So definitely go check that out and go give Arctic and that article some love for sure. So 2 brand new pieces are available right now on the Music Mondays homepage. Let's get it. So, let's see here. That was Friday. Heading into Saturday, episode 210 of the Music Mondays podcast is available on our YouTube channel right now. So definitely go check that out. Go show that some love. Huge shout out to everybody that submitted, tuned in, and showed love. That drops every single Saturday on our YouTube channel. For those of you that do just kind of want to go stream the Music Mondays YouTube, upload over there, or you just kind of want to throw it up in the background, or you just prefer streaming the show on YouTube, that's available right now on our channel. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. I think we're still 3 subs away from 300, so definitely go sub to the channel if you have not already. Weekly uploads 2 times a week. You guys know the drill. Let's see here, chat. Okay, so that was Saturday. Heading into Sunday. SoundCloud Sunday Volume 172 is available right now on our SoundCloud. That was curated by me. Huge shout out to everybody that submitted to SoundCloud Sunday. That was another stacked playlist. Again, submissions open every single Wednesday for those. Those are actually gaining some traction per usual. SoundCloud Sunday's always been one of the hotter content pieces on Music Mondays, so definitely go stay up to date and go show SoundCloud Sunday some love, because that's definitely one of the better SoundCloud playlists you're going to get available in 2025 for sure. So volume 172 available right now on our SoundCloud. To go check that out, go show that some love. And then that lands us here on Monday, February 3rd, our first episode of February, which is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. But that's pretty much everything you missed over the last week or so at Music Monday, so definitely go check that out. Make sure you follow us on social media to stay up to date with everything else that we have going on over here at Music Mondays. All right. So, per usual, couple things we got to speak about here. Realistically, what we're going to talk about first, I think, trying to decide on how I want to do this. Let's talk recruiting first. So per usual, Music Mondays is recruiting. We are on the hunt for all of our Music Mondays staff roles. You're a writer, journalist, curator, designer. You want to do short form, long form media over here at Music Mondays. You want to do anything of that nature. Definitely send us a message, send us an email, send us a DM. Resume preferred, but definitely not required. If you're kind of new to the space and you just want to kind of contribute to underground music and the underground scene, definitely let us know, because we'll be happy to get you introduced and get you settled in. And of course, we have the Music Mondays role guide available on our YouTube channel if you'd like any more information on what each role is really breaking down and doing every week, what their content consists of, and things like that. So definitely go check that out over there on our YouTube channel. Or again, like I said, feel free to send us a message, send us a DM. I'll be happy to kind of break it down further, and definitely let us know if that's something that interests you for sure. Let's get it. So per usual, I think over the coming weeks, I think that'll be one of the videos that we do, is kind of re-breaking down all the Music Monday staff roles and things like that. So that'll be something that's super important for sure. But we're definitely going to update for 2025, 100%. We got Ghost in the chat. What's good, baby? Hope you're well. Welcome on in. Happy Monday, my friend. Let's get it. Okay. So we spoke recruiting, weekly recap jazz. Let's talk about exclusives. So per usual, Music Mondays is on the hunt for SoundCloud exclusives. If you have an unreleased SoundCloud track that you'd like to have hosted and promoted across all of our social media and hosted, like I said, on the Music Monday SoundCloud for free, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email, because we'd be happy to get that organized for you. Again, we're only interested in unreleased material, so we only want the SoundCloud version of your track to not only show our audience some love over there, but to obviously show you some love as an artist, right? So feel free to do whatever you want with the track afterwards. You want to go put it on distro, you want to go put it on X, Y, or Z, you want to go do a YouTube video, that's fine too. But again, we are only interested in the SoundCloud version of the track. So, let's see here. Outside of that, we are looking for YouTube exclusives as well. So in relation to that, when it comes to SoundCloud and YouTube exclusives. We are only interested in unreleased material. Again, if you have a music video, an AMV, a visual, or even you just want some audio hosted on the Music Mondays YouTube channel of almost 300 subscribers and hosted and promoted for free, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email, and we'd be happy to get that organized for you. Again, we're looking to kind of beef up our YouTube channel when it comes to things like that. And we've done quite a few visuals on the channel, but that's, again, something that I'd really like to kind of continue when it comes to Music Mondays. So, let's see here. Outside of exclusives, I think we need to talk about a couple things upcoming on Music Mondays, and I want to talk about the season 7 premiere of the Music Podcast. So this will be good. Let's see here. Okay, so per usual, what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so? So I had a pretty productive meeting with the Music Monday staff last week, and we're all pretty much on the same page when it comes to what we're doing in the early year when it comes to Music Mondays. Like I said, the Music Mondays Patreon update will be launching over the course of the next couple of weeks in February. That's one major thing that we're definitely focusing on. We're going to do a little bit of a graphic refresh when it comes to everything on stream, everything you see on social media and things like that. So that'll be part 2. That'll be something pretty major that we're going to get done. And then outside of that, we're going to make sure that we kind of lock down a few new things throughout the year that we really want to hit goal-wise, right? You know, things like Cyberfest 3, eventually a Spotify playlist, a couple new social media pieces, a few more things are going to be reintroduced. So again, that'll be something that we kind of like hyper-focus on and really get ready for the rest of 2025, right? Because it's about to be a long year. So we really want to make sure that we kind of hit all the marks when it comes to the new year. So those are kind of like the major things. But like I said, outside of that, nothing major will be changing with your monthly and weekly content. So obviously your articles, the Music Mondays podcast, all the current playlists, everything when it comes to monthly YouTube uploads and certain interviews and things like that, all those will stay the same. But again, we have a pretty big roadmap when it comes down to content for 2025. So we're definitely gonna strap in and make sure that we get all that ready for you guys when it comes to the new year. You know. So let's see here. Outside of that, like I said at the start of the show, this does mark the season 7 premiere of the Music Mondays podcast. So like I said, and like we've been talking about over the last couple months, the season format is going to be changing here for the Music Mondays podcast. Obviously, we're still going to be live every single Monday, but when it comes to how many seasons we do, it's going to be a lot more frequent. So that way we can show some love to all the people that do submit to the Music Mondays podcast, right? Because we obviously upload every single VOD. We obviously credit everybody when it comes to re-uploading Music Mondays podcast. But I kind of wanted to further everybody's submissions and give them a chance to kind of get a little bit more out of it too. So like I said, this does mark the start of season 7, but season 6, we're going to go through the last 10 episodes of the Music Mondays podcast, which would be season 6, and kind of pick the top 10 submissions of the last 10 weeks or so. So again, not really in any particular order, but we're just going to group up at least 10 submissions over the last 10 episodes or so that really kind of shined. And we're going to spotlight the submissions even more. So expect that again over the next couple weeks following the season 7 premiere, which you're watching right now. So again, for example, we're going to rinse and repeat the same layout. So over the next 10 weeks when it comes to season 7, we're going to be able to kind of give everybody's submissions a little bit more spotlight there as well. There'll be a couple things that we really kind of break down when it comes to that, but the season 6 top 10 will be dropping very soon, and then as we continue on with season 7, we'll kind of do one for this season as well. So again, like I said, the show isn't changing schedule-wise, but we're going to break down seasons a little bit more and kind of give everybody a little bit more love when it comes down to their submissions. So super important, but that'll be that, my friends. When it comes to everything else, that'll definitely be uploaded on the Music Mondays YouTube channel, so make sure you go subscribe, like the video, all that good jazz. New videos every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show the channel and these artists some love. Let's get it, baby. Alrighty, my friends. Let's see here. So we pretty much went over everything. That was like super important. Like I said, over the next couple of weeks, I think what we're gonna do here on the show is kind of start breaking down a little bit more of the 2025 versions of our YouTube uploads, right? So I think we're gonna do another how to submit to the Music Mondays podcast YouTube upload here on the show. I think we're gonna talk recruiting again. I think that would be pretty wise to kind of break down all the Music Monday staff roles. So I think all those guides and videos will be uploaded for the new year, which I think will be awesome. So that'll be something that we do over the next couple weeks. But um, that's that, my friends. So it's about that time. Let's get into it. You guys know the drill. Submissions are always in the same format every single week, and they always read artists and creative. Submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on February 3rd, 2025 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/soundplays, which is here and now. If you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, and digital creations, drop your links and portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. So per usual, like I said, tweets are always in the same format. The only thing that changes is the date. So when you do submit your tracks and submissions and links, make sure you're submitting for a show that hasn't happened yet. All you got to do is check the date and make sure you're good to go. Outside of that, contrary to our name, Music Mondays, we've pretty much reacted to everything here on the show. Everything from music, obviously from instrumentals, vocals, unreleased demos, covers, YouTube uploads, photography, videography, digital art, merchandise, you name it. We've pretty much reacted to everything, like I said. So feel free to drop any links or portfolios or anything you'd like to have spotlighted here on the Music Mondays podcast, because we always wanted to give everybody a fair shake, like I said. I mean, for the only reason being that many creatives are multi-talented, right? A lot of people that do create are also, you know, multi-talented. So when it comes down to being a producer, a lot of producers are also vocalists. A lot of vocalists are also designers and things like that. You guys know the drill. That's kind of the idea behind that. Outside of that, per usual, we do have a 4-hour show limit just to make the show a little bit more palatable to watch back. You know, sometimes one could argue that a 4-hour, 3-hour show is still a little bit longer to watch back. But outside of that, I think it's you know, allows us to have kind of like a higher quality show on a weekly basis, because we are one of the only weekly live shows here on Mondays on Twitch. That's one of the only things that we like to keep consistent. And then outside of that, like I said, we used to have a lot longer shows that you know, when it comes down to like retaining people and getting people to actually like watch the show back or even stay for the live show, I think some of those longer shows, you know, past like 3-4 hours get to become monotonous. So, you know, for the early days it was cool, but for now, we want to make sure we have everybody like at least giving the show kind of like a fair chance, right? So I think that's important. But outside of that, submissions are free. Submissions are always free. They always have been free. They always will be free. But the only catch is that the only thing is that we ask that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter to be eligible. So per usual, that not only helps spread our message and helps show us love, but that pays respect to everybody else that does submit to the Music Mondays podcast and does wait for their submissions to be reacted to on a weekly basis. So you guys know the drill. One last thing we got to mention is outside of that, Patreon subscriber submissions are played first every single week here on the show. So if you're subscribed to the Music Mondays Patreon at any tier, whether that be the basic tier, the premium tier, or the advanced tier, you gain access to a whole lot of goodies. But outside of that, you gain access to the Music Mondays Fast Pass. So for the duration of your pledge, like I said, you'll be able to get your submissions not only guaranteed to be played here on the show, but they'll be played first before the rest of the communities. So not only will you be played at the height of the viewership, but every time somebody goes and watches the show back, you'll be one of the first submissions that are played per usual. So kind of an advantage there, but a great way to obviously show some love to Music Mondays, but guarantees your submissions to be able to be played, right? I think the last thing we do gotta talk about is outside of that, submissions do close about a couple hours before the show starts. So per usual, make sure you keep that in mind. Again, you have about 6 or so days to get your submissions in, but a good rule of thumb is that if the show is live, submissions are definitely closed. So again, we are a live show, so we like to keep things free flow, make sure that we give everybody a fair shake, but also make sure that we can get to everybody's submissions pretty promptly, right? So super important. But outside of that, per usual, submissions will be live for episode 212 tomorrow. So if you're watching the show here live, they'll be open on February 4th. If you're watching this anywhere else, they're already open. So definitely go drop your links and portfolios. Let's get it. Let's see here. Outside of that, I think that's pretty much everything we needed to go through. If you like any more details on the Music Mondays podcast, we do have a how to submit to the Music Mondays podcast guide on our channel right now, where I kind of break down the meaning of the show, how the show got started, why we take submissions on Twitter, and the future of the Music Mondays podcast and things like that. So if you want any more lore when it comes to the Music Mondays podcast, definitely go check that out. And like I said, that'll be getting updated for the 2025 year, so definitely keep your eyes peeled for that because it's definitely a fun, always a fun story to talk about for sure. But I think that's it. Everything that we need to talk about is good. So let's see how many Patreons we have here tonight, and then we're gonna dive in and see what the community has. So when I checked earlier, I'm pretty sure we have our top 3 patrons per usual. So we got the homie Laveris first, we got the homie Jordan, and then we have the homie TDG, and then I think that's it. And then we're gonna dive into the rest of the community submissions. So first up this week, back to back, is the homie Laveris. So Laveris, a very, very talented hip hop artist, coming hot off of their recent project Recession Rap, is coming back with some more Ear Candy, season 2, episode 4. So for the last couple of weeks, for those of you that have tuned into the Music Buddies podcast, we've been diving into Ear Candy, which is a great content segment from the homie Laveris. Let's see what we got for episode 4. I'm down. All right, hold on. Give us a quick pause here. Go 720. Full volume. All right, so we got a little unlisted, unreleased Ear Candy season 2, episode 4. Let's get into it. I smoked up on my weed, I'm cheaping on this thing, yeah. Let me finish this album up and I'm back on it again, yeah. I don't even call the plug no more. Yeah, whoa, they just don't know it, yeah. You fucking suck. I've not seen this one yet. Let's get it. So fucking crazy. It must be ghosted through. This is the return of Ear Candy. Woo! Yeah, Ear Candy season 2. Album just came out. By the time you're seeing this, album just came out. And here's the motherfucking. This is Ear Candy season 2, episode 1. Today we are recording working title Walt White. Not sure if that's the final title. That's the working title. This is track 4 on the album. We're just recording them. I already made the demos. I already made track lists, and now we're gonna go and record. This is Ear Candy. This is the insert album title here, Sessions. Yeah. Wow, so the title wasn't even like made yet. Beat so fucking crazy that it must be ghost produced, so I gotta hop up. That's cooked. Beat so fucking crazy that it must be ghost produced, so I gotta hop up in it. Why do you suck? Why do you suck? This shit's fucked. This shit's fucked. I think I need to. Be so fucking crazy that it must be ghost produced, so I gotta hop up in that stool to see what I can do to it. Already killed a few of these beasts, no mercy on them. Send me mo. Yeah, you. Fuck you. This one's raw. Need no promo. This shit gonna sell itself. Taylor Swift numbers, yeah, I'm flying off the shelf. Where the competition? I don't see nobody else. It's just me and my bitch, and she taking off my belt. Ooh. The majority of Ear Candy is just me listening back to what I recorded and vibing out to it. Yeah, you once had it popping, but you fell through. I done planned this for years, this shit fell proof. Once I take a shot at hit something, I ain't letting up. Won't be no one hit wonder, you listening every month. Yeah, whoa, they just don't know it, yeah. You can put me to that test. You can probably place your best. Yeah, cause I bet I'm gonna pass that test. Yeah. Yeah. Pass that test. Yeah, with flying colors. Maybe a week before putting out the album, I think. The name, right. Yeah, they spinning on my records like it's Twisters, huh? I'm cooking way too fresh inside that kitchen, yeah. I'm dressing way too fresh inside my city, yeah. They telling me I'm next, but I'm already on. Yeah, with flying colors.
Can't give bad bitch my number. I'll be hot by the end of the summer. Ooh. Ooh, like Ice Spice, my bitch looks so nice. She gonna put them pellet whites on my Eiffel Tower. She gonna serve me for hours. You should probably place your bets, cause I bet I'm gonna pass that test. Yeah, with flying colors. Can't give bad bitch my number. Yeah, you once had it poppin', but you fell through. I done planned this for years, this shit fell proof. Once I take a shot at hit something, I ain't letting up. Once I take a shot that hit something, I ain't letting up. Won't be no one hit wonder, you listening every month. Yeah, they spinning all my records like it's twists, huh? I'm dressing way too fresh inside my city, yeah. Uh, uh, uh.
This one's just so raw. It's so like
Looking way too fresh inside that kitchen, yeah. I'm dressing way too fresh inside my city, yeah.
real.
Yeah, you once had it poppin', but you fell through. I done planned this for years, this shit fell proof. Once I take a shot that hit something, I ain't letting up. Won't be no one hit wonder, you listening every month. Yeah, they spinning all my records.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa, they just don't know it yet. You can put me to that test. You should probably place your bets. Cause I bet I'ma pass that test. Yeah, with flying colors. Can't give bad bitch my number. I be hot by the end of the summer. Ooh. Yeah, you once had it poppin', but you fell through. I done planned this for years. This shit fell proof. Once I take a shot there, hit something, I ain't letting up. You fucking suck. Won't be no one hit wonder. You listening every month. Yeah, they spinning on my records like it's twists, huh? I'm dressing way too fresh inside my city. Yeah, I'm cooking. Bruh, just let me record my fucking music. Yeah, you once had it poppin', but you fell through. I done planned this for years. This shit fell proof. Once I take a shot that hit some, might.
Yeah.
Fuck you, bitch. Record my fucking vocals before I throw you in a trash can. Shit keeps fucking bugging, bro. I go to spit, and I'm spitting, and it skips the beat, it glitches.
What?
How many times I don't fucking try to do this verse? Numbers right here. But fuck.
Technical
I'm cooking
difficulties.
way too fresh inside that kitchen, yeah. They telling me y'all nasty, but I'm already on. Yeah, whoa. Ooh, like Ice Spice, my bitch looks so nice. She gon' put them pearly whites on my Eiffel Tower. She gon' serve me for hours. It's like she got superpowers. She must be off for that powder. I think I might get her flowers, cause she deserve that. Be so fucking crazy that it must be ghosted through. So I gotta hop off in that stool to see what I can do to it.
Huh.
What a competition. I don't see nobody else. It's just me and my bitch, and she taking off my belt. Ooh. They waiting on me to drop like it's GTA 6, yeah. It's in the process. I'm still doing my tricks, yeah. Just like Walt White, me and Ghost cooking up this shit, yeah. I done smoked up on my weed, I'm chiefing on this pen, yeah. Let me finish this album up and I'm back on it again, yeah. They waiting on me to drop like it's GTA 6, yeah. It's in the process, I'm still doing my tricks, yeah. Just like Walt White, me and Ghost cooking up this shit, yeah. Me and Twin Locked In, no, we cannot miss, yeah. I think it's done. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the vocals, boy. Yeah. That's the vocals for that song.
Let's go.
Just gotta. I got a skit on that song, but you ain't hearing it now. But if you heard the song, there you go. And if you haven't heard the song, there you go. Something in there that you didn't hear here. You feel me? That's it. That's it. That song is Walt Wright, track 4 off Blank album.
Blank album.
um, Ear Candy, season 2, episode Peace.
Or
I done smoked up on my weed, I'm cheaping on this thing, yeah. Let me finish this album up and I'm back on it again, yeah. I don't even call the plug no more, they some facts to me through the bell. They ain't not pay the police, they ain't taking me to jail now. Plug sent that good side, bitch, I'm on the phone. I ain't even really done too many drugs, I'm thinking about taking shrooms. I just caught her one girl, and she told me she bring it two. I just did that shit yesterday and fuck until they loose, yeah. Huh. I do this shit daily. I've been going crazy. She claims she want my babies.
that one was crazy, man. That one was definitely fucking crazy. Like I was kind of excited for this one, man. For sure, for sure. Can't believe you know. Yeah, a Yeet placement is crazy. That is definitely crazy. Um, man. So I just kept thinking it throughout watching this whole episode, right? Like I just love how raw this one was. Usually Laveri's is kind of like not really like goofing off or anything like that, but I felt like they took this track in particular on this day like really serious, you know what I mean? Like this is 9 straight minutes of like going to business, you know what I mean? Like going to fucking work. And that's what I really liked about this one, you know, cuz usually Ear Candy is like more on the lighter side, but this one was straight like a whole process like through and through, you know, like this is like 100% B-side. That's what I really liked about this one. And you know, I think again, that's where the advantage of Ear Candy kind of comes in is like for a piece of content like this, you don't have to do too much. Like it's all in the matter of like setting up a camera, your phone in the corner of the room, and just recording the process. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you can have more fun with it. Sometimes you can, you know, do it in this fashion as to where, you know, it's a little bit more like straight to the process. You know, like you see a lot more of like the behind the scenes here than you normally would. You know what I mean? And that's what I really like about this. So yeah, man. Ear candy again, that's the advantage is like you could really approach it in like any format, and that's what I really like about it. That's what I've really said about it since like day one. You know what I mean? So these are fun, and the fact that like Laverius has these on like the back end, you know what I mean? Like the calendar is literally right there. Like it's still quite literally September, and when this is being recorded, it's February of 2025. So Laverius really like planned this all out and really giving you know the listeners like the slow drip when it comes down to recession rap and the follow-up content, right? Because I think the pre-content was good too, and then the drop was great, but the post-content is really like really stretching it out, and I think that's what's cool about it is like there's probably a lot more to come, right? Especially with like the remixes that we've kind of dabbled into, and then we have Ear Candy, you know, so it's definitely going to be like a long stretched out release, which I think is definitely a good idea. So Shining Star here is definitely the fact that it's a more like session kind of Ear Candy rather than like behind the scenes Ear Candy. Like definitely feels like more of like a session, I would say for sure. So with that said, well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Laverius. Thank you so much for your submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go sub to their channel, man. They are literally 8 subs away from 580. So go show them some love on the tube, man. And of course, make sure you go follow Laverius on Twitter. They are 7 followers away from 120. So make sure you go show them some love on the bird at my friends. And of course, per usual, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And make sure you subscribe to Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're like 2 or 3 subs away from 300. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. Let's get it, baby. You say that, but the album was just a quick process. Yeah, right. But he definitely thought of what he wanted to do. Yeah, exactly. Like the album itself, definitely, but um, you know, it feels almost recently that dropped. But even though it was kind of like October, November ish, and then we rolled into like December, a couple visuals drops, then like rolling into the new year with Ear Candy was probably like a smart play. You know, definitely a smart play for sure. But W episode per usual, 100%. Um, all right. So our next patron of the night is the homie Jordan. Jordan, man, another artist who's actually had a stellar 2025, literally an insane 2025 to be honest with you. But a multi-genre talented artist has submitted Mac TM Performance Remix Reprod by the homie Jordan. This will be interesting. This will be very, very interesting. It's been a while since we heard some Jordan and Mac TM, and like the fact that it's a remix too is like really crazy to be honest with you. It's been quite a while. I think it's been, man, since sometime last year. And then even Mac commented on it. Let's go. Mac showed some love on the track. All right, I'm down. I'm down. I always like a good Jordan remix for sure. So let's see here. All right, Mac TM performance remix reprod by the homie Jordan. Over 20K as well. Yeah, that is sick. 20K is nuts.
Yeah, you already know what it is. TM minutes jump. Yeah, TM. Yeah,
Holy shit.
TM. Yo, don't wanna hear you speak about it. Let me peep you about it. Let the colors bleed. We will really see who about it. We will really see who about it. Please don't doubt me. Yeah. Yo, don't wanna hear you speak about it. Let me peep you about it. Let the colors bleed. We will really see who about it. I be so blessed, my cross is steel, so it's a better vest or better yet, I steal the light. Nigga, that's an embezzlement. Live and learn, loving life like it's a candy land. Even got my wife married to living like a candy gram. Like to make me feel good, tell me how good of a man I am. But a gram I am, but a gram I am. Want my own performance, but the noise, but all the noises. Validation gives some voice, already fighting other voices. Tryna fill the void, now my mind is fighting all my choices. Sipping with my vice, we cozy. Till I wake up in the morning, gotta find a different route to nourish all my fucking hurting, yeah. Demons finding me at my lowest and get the smirking, yeah. Even Steven
No way.
going on from 30 perks. I'm just trying to get it out. All this meant to spare my hurt.
What the fuck?
I don't think nobody better than a nigga that fight with no evidence. Conflicted visions that I haven't sent. I get my pictures that represent artists that see it on weapon man. Come for a dome with your weapon head. Come for a dome with your weapon head. Come for a dome with your weapon head. Exposed to counteract to who I am. Humble nigga, but I fight to get damn. The mind of people that were left for the gram. Visit myself trying to show who I am. Now, was a movie to a vision. Was a human to a ghost.
Holy shit.
How far will you go? How far will you go? Please tell me, how far will you go, baby?
I kind of had a feeling that was gonna be nuts, man. That did not disappoint at all. We got Onwuka and TDG in the chat. Welcome on in, my friends. Happy Monday. Let's get it. Bouncy as fuck. I agree. Very crazy. Very, very crazy. All right. Shit. So reprod Jordan, Turning Point version 2 coming soon. Quite literally only a day old. Man. Okay. Wow. Let's just hop into it because I have a lot to say about this. We're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of performance. So, let's talk instrumental. I mean, reprod by Jordan. Jordan's been on their A game when it comes to their production, especially shit with Dead Lighters, and a lot of their solo stuff has just been super fucking on point. So when it comes to the mix, I'm not really shocked at all that it's very, very on point. I mean, Ghost said it in the chat, crazy instrumental, 100% I agree. I mean, one of those things where it's like, like I can't be surprised that they're so consistent, but something that you always want to point out for anybody new here, Jordan has been definitely on a roll when it comes down to their production of all styles too, not just like classic trap and hip hop, like all the alternative stuff, a lot of the softer stuff, a lot of the harder stuff has all been like really, really insane. So instrumental mix, fantastic. Instrumental Shining Star, I mean, it's gonna be really hard to not say the drums. I do really like the melody a lot. The melody was very like mean, and it felt like it had like a lot of bite, and definitely had like a lot of bounce too. But the drums were just really, really crazy, super creative, fun. You could tell it was like one of those drums that was like almost redone for the vocals. Drums are so bouncy, right? It was great. It was fantastic. I completely agree. I mean, you could definitely argue the melody here, but the drums clear for me. So definitely the drums for sure. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Mac is an artist that we've reacted to here on the show with Jordan, of course, quite a few times, and their vocals have always been super, super fucking crisp. They have a really solid natural voice. So these aren't really vocals that you want to go like super crazy with effects on and just kind of like go out of your way to like do anything nuts. This is definitely one where you want to keep it crisp, clean, straight to the point, and I thought these were fantastic. You know, nice and loud, nice and level, not too overbearing. Drums cut through nicely. Vocals sat nice. Nothing that I would ultimately change on this at all. Again, Mac is an artist that's like usually pretty crisp anyway, you know, so not really a shocker. Um, Vocal Shining Star. I mean, Vocal Shining Star is kind of crazy because like, you know, flow and cadence and delivery here is really nuts, but the writing is definitely really, really up there too. You know, like really, really up there. Um, I kind of want to go flow and cadence and delivery. To be honest with you, it just made the song like so enjoyable. You know, although structure is really solid too, but flow and cadence and delivery kind of takes the cake for me. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums, vocal solid, flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. A little bit of like a black and white version of the Turning Point V1 cover, right? So like almost like Jordan and Deadlighters and Make More Creative Junk are kind of like um almost like previewing the final artwork here, you know what I mean? So I think covers like these are really cool because kind of like paying respect to the original project cover, but also kind of like very subtle as well, you know. So aesthetics very much on point. Um, Overall theme, I wouldn't really dig too deep in here for a theme. It's definitely one where you gotta appreciate Max flow and writing and lyricism here. Definitely one that you can like spin back a few times and definitely find some new lines or punchlines or bars that you can just be like, holy shit, you know what I mean? So definitely one of those cases for sure. So with that said, huge shout out to Jordan. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow Jordan on SoundCloud. There's 7 followers away from 90. And of course, make sure you go follow Jordan on Twitter. They are 9 followers away from 410. So make sure you go show some love in the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. Let's get it. Okay, so Jordan's submission was fucking crazy. Wow. I was not expecting that. Well, I mean, like I said, I kind of was, but for it to be that kind of, I don't know, that was crazy, chat. That was definitely crazy. So we did Laverius, we did Jordan. Our last patron of the night, but certainly not least, is the homie TDG. The homie Tilligrave came through, a very talented hip hop artist, and they submitted a track titled "Not This Time," featuring Isaiah Carter. Great caption there. Brought in before in a mix by me, featuring Isaiah Carter. Okay, so let's pop this open a new tab. Let's see what the homie TDG has for us tonight. One day ago, so super, super new. I'm down. And like I said, TDG, talented hip hop artist, has been on a roll this year as well in 2025, to say the least. Back-to-back singles, working on visuals. Kind of really coming through, to be honest with you. So let's see if they continue their streak here. TDG, Not This Time. Let's go.
Wonder why bad luck, why I know gotta duck, I'm not stuck, in between everything I know too much, still not enough, missing one answer, but no, I ain't done, it is real, too many feelings, so what to feel, I'm confused on what's the deal, like, what should I feel when I am done, where to go when I am done, there's something to feel, but it's hard to word when there is nowhere for one like me, then there's more than like this life, hold me tight. Yeah, my trust got skinny. Blood smoke like a chimney. T-Danger but so pretty. The Henny got me dizzy. The Henny got me tipsy. Yeah, like Drizzy, you much petty. Cause rappers in a hefty. Just know you niggas envy. That's why you move so messy. Hit him with a lefty. Just know my pen more heavy. Your page is looking empty. Guess the ink went empty. You niggas just pick and choose, and all your options not worth it too. Yeah. My overthinking been coming true. There's some people that I approve. That congratulations was overdue. Know some people just sit and brew. My steps ahead are 10 or 2. With my sound, I'm Jimmy Choo. Yeah, with my sound, I'm Jimmy Choo. All started with no plans. Now a nigga just count bands, designer pins. Acting like it. Tell a bitch, shut up, what the fuck you gonna need? Pull with the 35 like I'm the red. Me and Matt go like Kobe and Shaq. Out Burberry racks, smoking big pack. That bitch a snack. I'm gonna smack. This beat slap. Run the bitch back. Life been sweet, feel like Zach and Cody. Mama bitch, she's a trophy. I'm cool to not Toby. Damn, the room getting smoky. I charge up like Broly. You niggas not Brody. You niggas don't know me. Don't kick it with phonies. That bitch, she a trophy. We go like a dolly. You niggas not homie. You niggas some phonies. I rock with my brodies. Tired of hearing this and that. I don't like the shit chat. Sit back. Me and you a mismatch. I'm in my bag. Big stacks, blick clack. Click clack. I'm on your ass. Call me, get it done. One take, I've been done. Taking time to make it mine. Yeah. Time for a break, what I want. One take, it all roll. Yes or no, there's hope. Stay afloat, swim the shore. Gonna take work, but I'm ready to show my worth. I am hurt, but I can take more. Bring it on, sing along, miss the law. Now I switch my shot. Me and death gets a lot. Dying young, A in the plot. Trust I tried, one to the die. But then I saw the sky, the sun, the fun. I won the fight, me versus me. Decisions done, side them in, dialed in. When I come and silence in, they ain't climbing and they ain't chiming in.
Quick cutoff there. I mean, this is one of those tracks where I feel like, EDG is really branching out with the collabs, and it's really making them like such a like a better artist. Like when you start working with other artists, it's one of those things where it's like, it just makes you a better artist. Whether it's in person or online or doing whatever. Working with certain individuals, man, just really pushes you to be a better artist, like every single time, for sure. So this is a cool one. This is one where I feel like it's kind of next level for TDG, to be honest with you. It's definitely like pushing a new bar, especially when it comes to any kind of collabs. Like this is one where it's pretty up there for me, thinking back on it, especially as of recently. But a couple things to talk about here, for sure. So let's break it down. We're going to talk about three things here. We're going to talk about the instrumental, we're talking about vocals, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of this track. So, instrumental. So, per usual, 90% sure, prod TDG, prod performance mixed by me with the homie Isaiah. Yeah, prod performance mixed by me. So, again, when it comes down to production, TDG's been on point in 2025, and over the last, I'd say, 2 to 3 months, since they've been back here submitting to Music Mondays, their production has just been really fucking crazy, and very unique per usual, but definitely, again, something that's leveled up. When it comes down to the mix, though, nothing super, super clashy, too overbearing, nothing that I would ultimately change on this. Sound selection solid, drums are solid. Nothing that I would really change mix-wise. It's definitely hitting like a good, solid middle ground, So mix solid. Let's talk Shining Star. So instrumental Shining Star, I mean, you could go melody here, but again, this is one where I feel like I do want to go drums, but I thought the structure was pretty unique on this instrumental too. I think that was like a really underrated part about this, but I kind of do want to go drums. For sure. I definitely felt like the drums kept up the pace and definitely made this have like a little bit more attitude as well. So let's go drums for sure. Let's go drums. So instrumental solid, definitely drums. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Really on point, to be honest with you. I mean, this is another aspect that TDG has slowly been improving on as we've gone through their submissions, like I said, over the last couple months and few weeks and things like that. And their vocal mixing is definitely improved in such a way where it's like it's very noticeable, but it's also like it's really cool to see. You know what I mean? Because once artists really start like branching out and start mixing their own vocals, it's like the possibilities are kind of infinite. You know, so that's a really cool aspect about this. But it definitely has like the TDG sound all over it for sure. So, but again, a very solid mix nonetheless. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Vocals sat nice, drums cut through nicely. Nothing that I would ultimately change on this one again. So vocal mix solid. Vocal shining star. Isaiah really killed this. But I do feel like flow and cadence and delivery is up there for me. You definitely argue writing for sure. I feel like you could argue writing. But for me, I think flow and cadence and delivery kind of match the instrumental and match the attitude and kind of like kept the listener engaged for me. So definitely flow and cadence and delivery. All right, so instrumental solid. Definitely drums, vocal solid, flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Fantastic. I mean, simple, straight to the point too. Like one of those ones that's like minimalist when you first look at it, but the more you look at it, the more detail it has. You know what I mean? And simple color palette. Not this time at the top, TDG bottom mid, and then both Isaiah TDG cover. Great for a single, so very much solid aesthetics for this. Overall theme, not this time. Not something that I would like dig super deep for a theme, but definitely one where, again, the replayability factor is super, super high because it's one of those tracks where you're going to find new bars and punchlines and things like that you didn't hear on the first go. You know what I mean? So still super, super solid. So with that said, well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to TDG. Thank you so much for the submission. Make sure you go follow TDG on SoundCloud. They're only 3 followers away from 1K. And of course, make sure you go follow TDG on Twitter. They are 6 followers away from 160. So make sure you go show them some love in the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Much, much love. I see you guys dropping likes, dropping comments, all that good jazz. Let's fucking go. All right. Let's see here. So that does it for all of our Patreons for tonight. Huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays Patreons. Huge shout out to the homie Laveries, Jordan, TDG, King Mark, Ryuki, Kruger, and everybody else over there that's either subscribed or following the Music Mondays Patreon. You guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you. So you guys know the drill, man. We're going to go through the rest of the community submissions. We're going to start top to bottom. So let's get into it. First up is the homie, Sam's Raps. Man, so Sam's Raps, a very, very talented hip-hop artist, has been also kind of submitting straight nukes for 2025. A lot of their shit has just been fucking bangers. And they're back with another pop quiz this week. So I'm down. From a couple pop quizzes ago. Let's see here. I'm down. All right, so pop quiz 17, Sam's Raps. Let's get into it.
Describe it, the light that lights the tunnel, just the curve of your iris. See me as I am and the man or person I wanna be. I can stand the silence, but promise you won't stop wanting me. Fall for me, talk to me, drop it like call it poetry. Between the 4 and the thumb, the pen is snug as a gun. You looking up as you stick your spade in the mud. I say you can't change the outcome, all you can do is sow the seeds. My house used to be lined with mauve carpet. Got a stone to roll, pass a chisel, let's carve it. As far as implements, I always been the sharpest. Slice it with sarcasm and grab the heart for the harvest. Starving, create with chemicals like carbon. Eyes are darting round the room for a target. Came back to you a couple, 2, 3 times, so I made a note, hit you back before departing.
Jeez.
We go when we leave the people we love.
Oh man. All right, so this is one of the ones where I wish that Sam's would definitely eventually make that a official release, because that one is definitely like not only super catchy, but like it's just such a Sam's Raps kind of instrumental. So I like this one a lot. Real catchy ending too. I agree. Like super catchy. Um so let's see here. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. We're talking about three things. You guys know the drill. We are gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of the track. So, um, all right. Um, Instrumental. Off the rip, I was kind of interested what it was gonna sound like. Right. I was very interested in what this was gonna sound like, and it's a very Sam's Raps type beat, if you will. It just has Sam's Raps written all over it, and it just is such a great pick. You know what I mean? Not that you know, like it's just one of the ones that, as a listener and from like a listener perspective, I could definitely see Sam's Raps on 100%. So I like this one a lot. Um, Instrumental mix solid, of course, per usual. Nothing clashing too overbearing. Nothing I would like ultimately change on this one. Sound selection great. Vocals sit nice per usual. Drums cut through nicely. I mean, nothing really that I would change on here. Not really a shocker, but something you always want to point out per usual. Um, Instrumental Shining Star. I do like the melody. Drums are up there. And even for like just this snippet alone, right? I do like the structure. But the melody has like some kind of, I don't know, it has an interesting kind of mood to it. You know, it really has an interesting kind of mood to it. So I'm gonna go melody for this one, but I do feel like the drums are a close second for sure. But melody's up there, definitely. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix per usual. Obviously with an unreleased consideration, still vocals are fantastic. Sam's Raps always has like really solid vocals when it comes to even their demos, right? But also like their natural voice is really solid. So this is again an artist that you don't really want to go too crazy with effects with, unless it's like called for, or you know it's kind of depending on the track. But per usual, nothing really that I would ultimately change on these for sure. Nothing clashing too overbearing. Super crisp, clean, solid. Um, Definitely like hit the nail on the head for sure. So vocals solid, or vocal mix solid. Vocal shining star. Mm, you know, you could go writing here. You know, you really could go writing here, but flow and cadence and delivery is up there too. It really is. It really, really is. Mm, Go flow and cadence and delivery for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Obviously theme unreleased, so we have a little bit of a temporary cover art here, which again is always super solid. Sam's Raps comes through is like always just like the perfect kind of cover for certain tracks, man. Especially like these unreleased demos. Super solid aesthetics wise. Sure. Overall theme, obviously the pop quiz theme. So nothing that you really want to break down super super hard, but again, this is a track where I feel like Sam's Rap should definitely make a full track out of this one for sure, because super catchy. Definitely has that like factor to it for sure. So well done, my friend. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to Sam's Raps. Thank you so much for the submission. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They're approaching 1.1K on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. We got Sam's Raps in the chat, but let's fucking go, man. Much, much love. Appreciate you, homie. Appreciate you. Thank you for your submission, my friend. Much love. Happy Monday. All right. It's always a good show when we get some Sam's Raps, yeah? I definitely would agree. Always a good one. All right. So, let's see here. Looks like our next artist actually is a first time submitting artist, which is always a good time. We're gonna go in blind. So we have the homie Jay Fade, which again is a first time submitting artist. 25 Forever. Okay. So this is awesome. Like I always like first time submissions just because we can always go in like super blind and we don't know what to expect. So first time submitting artist, homie Jay Fade. It looks like they submitted Keep Cool. Fade Friday's performance. All right, so let's go 720 full volume. Let's check the description. Drink your water, hug your babies. Love that. Some love in the comments. Okay. All right, I'm down. Okay. First time submitting artist Jay Fade. Keep Cool. Let's go.
Look, look, yeah, look. Blue denim on the waistband, got you in my face plan. I done kept composure, I'm still active from the same stance. Been getting harder to find a reason I should change plans. When I got a couple ideas where I could place hands. See, I just been trying to keep cool, I'm still balancing shit. And whatever you got going, it ain't challenging this. We can master our 5 senses in the hours we skip. You got a problem you don't like to admit. You know some habits just stick, but I've been impressed by how you handling the message. See, I know what I'm about and what you read from your perspective. Hard to name a trait of mine that makes you think of placing question. Ain't no pressure when it's pressure, I'm relentless. I've been out to gain everything I envisioned I could lose. Objectives never change, it ain't hard for me to choose. I can separate the two and make it back if there's a question of who can turn it off. It's authentic and true. I'm just trying to keep cool. I'm just trying to keep cool. I'm just trying to keep cool. I can tell you what it's like, or to find something better here to do. See how many of these niggas times 2. I'm just trying to keep cool. I'm just trying to keep cool. I'm just trying to keep cool. I can tell you what it's like, or to find something better here to do. See how many of these niggas times 2. I'm just trying to keep cool. I'm just trying to keep cool, baby. I'm just trying to
Holy shit. Solid flow. Damn. Now that's a first time submission. Holy shit. Wow. What a track. Holy fuck. Okay. All right. Let's get into it, man. Let's instantly break this one down. Lots to kind of go through here and lots to kind of take in. All right. So we're going to talk about 3 things here. We're talking about the instrumental, we're talking about vocals, and we're talking about the overall theme of Keep Cool. So, instrumental. Love the choice, especially for like just a nice canvas to like say what you want to say. You know what I mean? Definitely one of those instrumentals where you know, it's very easy for anybody to kind of like talk their talk and just paint a good picture, right? So to speak. But I love the choice off rip. Instrumental mix, fantastic. Very crisp, very crisp, clean, clear. Nice and loud, but not too loud. Definitely hits that nice middle ground that you'd want. Especially for, you know, a performance video like this. Very solid. And again, nothing clashing, too overbearing. Vocals sit nice, drums cut through nicely. Nothing I would change on this one at all. So instrumental mix, definitely up there. Instrumental Shining Star. You know, drums are up there, but for me, I think on this one, we're going to go melody. Just because the melody was very, like, storytelling-like. And that's what Jay was doing here, was really telling a story, you know what I mean? So, let's go with melody. But, like I said, drums could be a close second, for sure. So, instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, fantastic. Obviously, Jay is a really solid natural voice, and especially for the style that they're going for. This is not a type of vocal that you really want to go too crazy with effects and things like that. So crisp, clean, clear, straight to the point, has a solid middle ground. Nothing that I would change on the vocals either. You know what I mean? Definitely hits that like sweet spot. So vocal mix solid. Vocal Shining Star, I mean, it's got to be writing, right? Especially with the lyrics on screen, I feel like the writing was fantastic. You know, I do like the flow and cadence of delivery, though. You really could argue that too. Let's go writing. Let's go writing. Just because we did have the lyrics on screen, so it was like really easy to connect like all the lines and the bars and kind of like make the references, you know. So let's go writing. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme, and I want to talk a little bit about this Fade Fridays performance. So, overall theme, keep cool. I mean, you know, not really a theme that I would like want to dig too deep on unless you wanted to, right? There's definitely a few references here that Jay makes that I mean are obviously very relatable and definitely are about like keeping your cool, so to speak. But I do feel like Jay was also kind of speaking from their perspective rather than kind of like just kind of like firing off randomly. This is definitely like from their POV, and I think they did a good job kind of explaining how they feel, while also kind of like having some skilled writing in there, you know. So it's definitely one of those things. Again, if you wanted to dig for it, you could, but one of those ones that you just got to enjoy the writing, the lyricism for sure. But the visual kind of music video esque kind of edit we have here, I think it's fucking great. You know what I mean? And this obviously isn't the only one that they've done, right? Because we have another one right here in our recommended. But this is one of those things, again, like kind of easy content to make, but turns out really, really fucking sick. You know what I mean? And Jay really seems like to be in their element throughout this whole visual. And things like these are great for social media. They're great for your YouTube channel, and it just gives listeners and supporters like a new way to kind of enjoy their favorite tracks, right? So I think things like these are fantastic. And then the lyrics on screen kind of just add another layer to it. You know what I mean? They really do. That's one thing I really love about this. But I feel like Jay nailed it, man. So with that said, a huge shout out to Jay Faye. Thank you so much for the first time submission. Owe me much love. Make sure you go subscribe to Shot Worldwide. We're gonna go drop a sub, and you should too. They are 2 subs away from 170. And of course, make sure you go follow Jay on Twitter. They are approaching 710 followers. They're about 8 away, so make sure you go show them some love on the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. All right. Let's see here. We've had some fucking crazy shit tonight, man. Some absolutely crazy fucking shit. Wow. Okay. So, we left off with a great first time submitting artist. That was a W submission from Lomi J Fade. Up next we do have another very, very talented hip hop artist, the homie Sin, aka Survival and Negativity. Let's see what they have for us this week on the Music Mondays podcast. First collaboration between myself and Insomniac with Scratches by Norwegian rapper producer DJ. Wow. Okay. Not sure if I sent this one already. I definitely don't think that you have. Yeah, this is definitely not one that I recognize. The first Sin and Insomniac track. That's kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy. I won't lie to you, Chief. All right, I'm down. Let's get into it. Sin, Insomniac, Day and Night. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm in the game to play. Live and direct, son, you know me. See, I've been doing this for years. It's the fact that I'm dope. I guess my time is here. I do it how I do it. It's real, you feel? Let's go.
Check. Made my mind up. find me in the lineup for most likely to kill a beat. Grimy from the side up. Skinny Sky Steiner, the top rhymer, top villain, and top form. Top of the morning, you can find me chilling. Trying to see if the sky is the limit or the ceiling. No lies, baby, I'm in it for the feeling. Benefits of killing can make him feel alive with vibes of feeling. It's a rocky road, but you need drive to get up healing. I've been stealing it since a novice and beginner, giving it the proper percentage anytime that I drop. Show stopping appearance, anytime you can spot me, but no stopping from here. I'm only rhyming to top me. Top 5 or top 3 or not. Drop me on hip hop beats or beatbox. I drop heat.
Holy shit.
Black top on your block piece. Survival. Knocking out your laptop. Don't jock my steeds. Do this day and night. From darkness till I see that first ray of light. You can often see me moving with the A of lights. Only thoughts to keep it moving. It's a way of life.
It's day and night. It's the fact that I'm so. See, I've been doing this for years. I guess my time is here.
Unapologetic, inclined, dialectic approach. Destined to boast, intellect in my quote. Not to lecture the folks, listen and a preach, but it's best you should know what I deliver once you step in my zone. Homegrown, Baltimorean, Emporium, a raw rap shit. Important beats and exporting the sort of bar tactics. Avoid DeLorean mentality, going too far backwards. Rather be looking forward to new pastures, but in any fashion, passionately crafting drafts that people can consider classic and plastic. The minimum of the masses, any stats or status is help. The gratitude is real in every fashion. Wait, the ceremony masters, tearing holes and asses, anti-ratchet, pheromone dispatching, be old ration. No one before.
Oh my God.
Survival, let that mic device life shine despite my rivals. Right, I do this day and night, from darkness till I see that first ray of light. You can often see me moving with the A of lights. Only thoughts to keep it moving, it's a way of life. Way of life.
Day and night. It's the fact that I'm so. See, I've been doing this for years. I guess my time is here.
What the fuck?
Day and night.
It's just
Wow. That's fucking nuts. Quite literally insane. The track oozes hip hop. It's crazy. I agree. So yeah, 2022, not super super old, but not super super new either. That's crazy. Like that's actually nuts that that's the first track that they ever made together. With DJ Univerbal. That's kind of nuts. And then the cover's like really really hard too. Like, wow. What a track. What a fucking track. Okay. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So, we're talking about 3 things here, actually. So, we're going to talk about the instrumental. Obviously, we're going to talk about the vocals, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of Day and Night. So, instrumental mix. I mean, even for an older track in their libraries, right, for both Insomniac and Sin, a great mix here, to be honest with you. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Sample is perfect, not doing too much. Vocals sit nice. Nothing that I would really change on this one, if I'm being totally honest with you. That's something I always watch out for when it comes to like some of the older tracks, you know, because obviously I don't blame artists, you know, for earlier tracks being like weird with the mix and shit like that. Even some of my earlier tracks are like fucking weird too. So that's something I always watch out for, just to see if they've improved their mix or not, right? And you know, this being so not like so early on, but not exactly brand new, the mix is still up to par, you know? Like this could have dropped today and it would still have the same standard, you know? So super super solid mix. So instrumental mix solid, instrumental shining star. I kind of want to say the sample, I'm not gonna lie. The sample is kind of crazy here. Drums are up there though. Melody has a good like classic feel to it. Structure's up there. Structure's actually really underrated. Let's go the sample, man. I like the way the sample was utilized, and Insomniac is always really, really solid with their samples. So, let's go with the sample for sure. So, instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix fantastic per usual. Sin has a very consistent vocal mix along with a few artists here on the Music Mondays podcast. So I'm not really shocked that this mix is super solid, but something I always want to point out for anybody new here. And like I said, per usual, nothing clashing, too overbearing. Vocals sit nice, drums cut through nicely. Crisp, clean, clear. No complaints at all, to be honest with you. So vocal mix definitely up to par. Vocal shining star. Shit. Because there's like 3 things that you could say for this. Yeah. Because I mean, what you have writing, right? Obviously, flow and cadence and delivery. The structure of the vocals are super solid too. Let's go writing. I feel like the writing was really crazy. Definitely. I mean, you really could argue flow, cadence, and delivery, but I'm gonna go with writing for sure. So, instrumental solid, definitely the sample. The vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. I love this cover. Classic old school record style. Just feel to it as well, especially for the kind of track it is. I felt like this was like super appropriate. And then the text at the top: Sin, DJ Insomniac, parental advisory top right, day and night. Below that, and then the record with the kind of like blue tint, like the faded record look. Like I think that's perfect for a single. I am a big fan of covers like that, so I'm always gonna be biased towards those, but still, very solid aesthetic nonetheless. Overall theme, not something that I would like again dig too deep on. I mean, it's definitely a song that makes you want to grind, right? Like that day and night, like up all night, grind all day kind of feel. So it's definitely got that feel to it, but this is one where again you could spin this back a couple times and then find some lines that you didn't hear on the first listen, and a new kind of references and things like that. So it's one of the ones that has like a big replayability factor just because of the writing alone. So well done, my friend. Well done. That's a classic right there. So huge shout out to Sin and Insomniac. Thank you so much for the submission. Make sure you go follow Sin and Insomniac on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Sin on Twitter. They are one follower away from 430, so make sure you go show them some love in the bird out, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers per usual. We upload 2 times per week. Every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz is over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here in Music Mondays, my friends. Let's fucking go. All right. Let's see here. So we left off with the homie Sin. Up next is homie Onwuka. Now, Onwuka, again, also a very, very talented hip-hop artist, has submitted a track titled The Mob. Let's start February all tough with The Mob, the hard track of Sleazy. All about Xavier, I hold it down the squad. The second verse might be some of the best writing low-key. Dr. Strange and Goku, Shooty and the Temptations bars. Okay, so this one should be fun. This one should definitely be fun. I'm down. Onwuka's submissions have been really, really crazy lately, so let's pop this open in a new tab. Let's see what we got here. All right, so Onwuka, Xavier, The Mob. Let's go. Oh, this is gonna be nuts.
cats can try to run the raps, but you know I carry the mantle the best. Whenever you want to wreck the set, hit up my work, Professor X will handle the rest. Other cats can try to run the raps, but you know I carry the mantle the best. We going in like a slap to the neck, trying to beat to get the squatters just ass to the death. Keep it G while we fly and handle the rest. Our bride's bodies banging like they got a gallon of flashing on. We going in like a slap to the neck, trying to beat to get the squatters just ass to the death. Keep it G while we fly and handle the rest. Our bride's bodies banging like they got a gallon of flesh. We need a witch whose body heals be banging like she bayonetta, banging like the case of Berettas. Want to play a raise the weather like I'm a Roro, trying to cut the other night just like Zorro. They tried to cuff up, but she mo open. Then hey, Doc Strange portal. They say watch what you say and make sure that it's cordial, but I stay on even if they try and cut the cord though. Talk flames and knock lanes, blaze these more toes. Why I say more toes? Cause I got more so than the them that ain't even got a more so. Am I gonna win? Yeah, I'm feeling like a dorso. Teach a generation, I'm more skulls heat. I'm generating makes a desert out of the North Pole. Reap for ventilation, get blowed like poured snow. While I'm at a theme, I'm about to bag the bean. In the summer like I was playing the corner hole. The temptations are just my imagination. I have no limitations like Goku. My instincts are ultra, so forceful. The boy a fool, can rap on any beat. I told you can make a banger over some Morse code. Just gonna handle the rest. The others ain't doing nothing, bumming like they panhandle the flash. We going in like a slash to the neck, trying to beat to get the squatters just ass to the death. Keep it G while we plot and handle the rest. Our bride's bodies banging like they got a cat on the flash. We going in like a slash to the neck, trying to beat to get the squatters just ass to the death. Keep it G while we plot and handle the rest. Our bride's bodies banging like they got a cat on the flash. Watch her dismantle the dress, simply cause I am the pure example of fresh. The cats been trying to run the raps, but you know I carry the mantle the best. Whenever you want to wreck the set, hit up on Ruka, Professor X will handle the rest. The cats been trying to run the raps, but you know I carry the mantle the best. When it comes to the tracks, this cat is laughing the rest. Smirking the sound, the easiest taps on my quest. Killing myself like a bomb.
Holy shit.
Call you a loser to your face like I'm Alex Trebek. Whenever you want to wreck the set, hit up on Ruka, Professor X will handle the rest. I'm off with the blind sheet, she trying to blind me when she gives me a flash of the breast. We going in like a slash to the neck, trying to lead you to squatters just ass to the death. Keep it G while we fly and handle the rest. Our bride's bodies banging like they got a cat on their flash. We going in like a slash to the neck, trying to lead you to squatters just ass to the death. Keep it G while we fly and handle the rest. Our bride's bodies banging like they got a cat on their flash.
I like this for this project a lot. Like, I could definitely see how this would like fit easily like on Sleazy. This is definitely one of those tracks where, you know, you sneak this in and it's one of those like almost like secret banger tracks on the project, you know? So this one is interesting, but still very creative as well. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So per usual, we're gonna talk about three things. We're going to talk about the instrumental, we're talking about vocals, and we're talking about the overall theme of this track. Shit. Okay, so let's talk instrumental. Instrumental choice, I like it a lot. I feel like this was, again, a perfect beat for Onwuka. Has that good bounce to it when it comes to the melody, but the drums are also pretty up there. But the mix itself was solid. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Nothing I would like ultimately change on this one at all. Yeah, as far as the instrumental goes, it definitely hits that good like sweet middle ground, you know. So definitely solid when it comes to the mix. Instrumental Shining Star. I'm kind of torn, right? Because you could say melody, but the drums are up there. Drums are definitely up there, but the structure's up there too. The melody kind of gives off that good, like, dark, like, gangster kind of vibe too. Let's go melody. I feel like melody was very crucial here. Let's go melody. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Very interesting vocal mix, but it does work throughout the whole track. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. You never see Onwuka kind of have like a off-putting mix at all. So this one kind of like hit the Onwuka standard. Again, nothing I would like ultimately change on this one. Vocals sit pretty good. Nothing super clashy, like I said. And of course, Onwuka has a really solid natural voice per usual. So, you never really want to go super crazy with effects or anything like that or post processing, unless the track really called for it. You know what I mean? Unless you're like really going for something like outside of the box. You know. The vocal mix right where it needs to be. Vocal shining star. You know, I do like the hook a lot, but the writing is really up there too, to be honest with you. I feel like, you know, because even Onwuka said it here in their caption here. Second verse might be some of my best writing, low-key. I mean, I guess I would kind of agree, you know, like, well, let's go writing. I mean, flow and cadence and delivery is definitely up there, but let's go writing for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. I spoke about the Sleazy cover a few times here, but again, just to speak on it again, I do feel like this is obviously a very project-worthy kind of cover. But the thing that really like put it over for me was the fact that it had this like watercolor, like hand done kind of vibe to it, and then you have Xavier Onwuka top middle, and then Sleazy bottom middle. I mean, I think it's great, you know, and it does have that good like project vibe to it. So I always thought the aesthetics for this project were very much up to par for sure. So aesthetics on point. Overall theme. I feel like Onwuka kind of explained it here pretty well. I mean, all about Xavier and I holding it down as a squad, and kind of has a few like not, I wouldn't say like mob references, but there's definitely like a lot of like tough guy references for sure. And you know, tough guy, mob, you know, that whole kind of theme goes hand in hand. So I feel like Onwuka did a really good job kind of connecting the dots here. And another track that's like really theme heavy that Onwuka absolutely fucking killed. So well done, my friend. Well done. So with that said, huge shout out to Onwuka. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Onwuka on SoundCloud. They are 3 followers away from 70. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They are 10 followers away from 730. So make sure you go show them some love on the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe, per usual, to the Music Mondays YouTube channel. We're about like 3 subs away from 300. So make sure you go subscribe and show these artists some love. New episodes every Saturday and full uploads every Thursday and Saturday. You guys know the drill. Bunch of bars towards the end. Yeah, Wu-Tang inspired shit was crazy. Yeah. Yep. Right. Appreciate. Yeah, of course. We always appreciate your submissions, my friend. Much love, of course. Let's fucking get it. Xavier been watching Music Mondays weekly now too. Let's fucking go. Shout out to Xavier, man. Even if you don't catch the live show, always a pleasure to go back and watch the rebroadcast or on Spotify or on Saturdays on YouTube. Either way, man. Of course, always a pleasure. Much fucking love to Xavier, man. Let's see here. Okay, so you guys know the drill. We're about halfway through the show. So, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we return, we're going to dive right back into the rest of our community submissions. So, if you need to get up, go take a bathroom break, go take a smoke break, maybe go walk the dog, maybe go get a snack, or anything like that, now is the time to do it, because the Music Mondays podcast, episode 211, will be right back after this commercial break. Let's fucking go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Music Mondays podcast, episode 211. I'm your host, Tom Slays. Let's get back into our community submission. All right, so let's see. We left off with the homie Ana Luca with a fantastic submission out of them with Xavier. Up next, we have the homie Marco Pernice, a talented artist, has submitted a visual for My Mind. I'm down. Let's pop it over to a new tab. Let's see what we got. All right, give it a pause. Go 720. Full volume. Written, performed, and produced by Marco Pernice. W description, love that. Got some love in the comments. All right, I'm down. Let's get into it. Marco Pernice, My Mind, official visual. Huh. I actually didn't even realize that dropped in 2021. It's definitely a Marco Pernice classic for sure. A very interesting approach there. Very, very interesting. But let's break it down. Let's talk about it. So, um, let's see here. We're gonna talk about two things because obviously no vocals. So we're gonna talk about the instrumental and we're gonna talk about the official visual for My Mind. So, instrumental. Let's talk mix. Mix is solid actually. You know, despite having a lot going on in the instrumental, I definitely like this mix a lot. Definitely a very, very solid mix when it comes down to everything in place here. For sure. So nothing super, super clashy, too overbearing, nothing that I would like ultimately change on this at all. Um it definitely hits a nice middle ground, like I said, for like what the instrumental actually, you know what I mean? So definitely a solid mix. Instrumental Shining Star. Uh some of the melodies were pretty crazy, but the drums were up there too. The structure was a bit repetitive, but it kind of worked out. It definitely dropped off when it needed to. Um, but I am big on the drums. I do like the drums, but I feel like the melodies make this kind of more iconic and like fast paced. So, let's go with the drums. Let's go with the drums for sure. Or the let's go with the melodies. I'm sorry, because some of the synths are like just really, really nutty. So, but drums are a close second though for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melodies. Let's talk about the visual. So a very interesting visual here, especially for a track titled "My Mind," right? Um, it's one of those visuals where if it came on your recommended or it came on like your autoplay, you'd definitely let it ride out just because it's that interesting. You know what I mean? I like the variety of clips. I like the variety of like kind of world clips as well. Like it's not just like one centered theme. It's definitely like somewhat stepping into somebody's mind, right? I mean, you know, you have all these thoughts, and you know, there's so much different types of footage here, from like protest clips to like retro clips to like, um, you know, just a really like interesting variety. So I do feel like the fact that it is like um so versatile, it definitely does come off as like a visual that comes from somebody's mind, right? Especially for an instrumental. Shining Star for this. I don't know if I want to say the effects, but I do want to say the clips. I feel like the footage that was used is definitely really, really solid. The effects in the post processing is definitely up there, but let's go with the clips for sure. Clips are definitely a shining star. So well done, my friends. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to Marco Pernice. Thank you so much for this, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go sub to their YouTube channel, like Music Mondays just did. They're only one sub away from 60. Make sure you go show them some love on the tube, and of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They are approaching 1.5K on the Bird apps. Make sure you go show them some love over there on Twitter. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the free upload. Let's fucking get it. And of course, like I said, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go check out the channel and show these artists some love. Let's go. All right, man. Let's get it. Interesting submission there from the homie Marco. All right. Up next would be the homie Laverius, but Laverius is a Music Mondays Patreon, so we already reacted to Laverius' submission earlier in the show. Make sure you go check out Laverius and go show him some love and go watch the start of the show. Up next is the homie Offspring Mysterious. So I'm definitely down. Offspring Mysterious being a multi-talented artist, everything from a producer to a editor to a filmer to an engineer to a designer to a writer. Offspring Mysterious does it all, and they're back with another YouTube upload this week. And they submitted a new upload titled Angel Force Pegasus. I'm down. Let's get into it. Let's see what we got here. All right, let's give this a quick pause. Offspring's uploads have been pretty crazy as of recently, so I'm definitely down. Insane comments. W description. All right, well, let's get into it. Angel Horse Pegasus, Offspring Mysterious. Let's go. Offspring's like, what the fuck? Yeah, to watch her streams. Yeah, it's crazy. Bro, stunlock. Oh shit. Oh. 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 Hey man. No way. Wait, that was cool. That's an insane pose. W upload again. W upload again. I mean, Offspring is really going outside of the box, especially with some of these scripts. Like, this idea in general was like really, really fucking solid. But I think the thing that really shined here for me, and definitely the shining star, like once I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, no way, this is absolutely like the peak part of this for me. So for this upload, 100% the running segments right here, about halfway through the video. These running segments were not only a good idea, but the way that Offspring filmed it and edited it was actually really solid. This is definitely something that I enjoyed, especially like where he's dipping too. Like he's really fucking dipping. So I feel like that was really solid. But also you could kind of make an argument for the script and the whole story idea as well. I think that was pretty solid. But for me, I think the editing kind of takes the cake here as a shining star. So well done, my friend. Well done. So with that said, huge shout out to Offspring Mysterious. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go sub to their channel. They're only 3 subs away from 230. Make sure you go show Offspring Mysterious some love on the tube. Of course, make sure you go show them some love on Twitter. They are 7 followers away from 830, so make sure you go there on the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love. Let's get it. All right. So we left off with the homie Offspring Mysterious. Up next would be the homie Jordan, but we already reacted to Jordan, the submission, earlier in the show. Make sure you go show the early show some love. Make sure you go check out our Patreon submissions. And make sure you go show Jordan some love because that was a W fucking submission for sure. So following Jordan, up next we have the homie, the Single Digits. A very, very talented alternative artist submitted a track titled My Way Back Home. Currently in the process of album number 4, but wanted to share my first single as a solo artist. Thanks. So that's pretty fucking crazy. That is actually really, really fucking crazy. First single as a solo artist. We are so down. Now, Single Digits has been submitting a lot of classics as of recently, but this is, oh wow, 2 years ago. Holy shit. Wow. I want to share my first single as a solo artist. Wow, so this is definitely, obviously not brand new, but not super, super old either. All right, let's get into it. The Single Digits, My Way Back Home. Let's go. Whoa. Oh my. Insane. Insane. You know, Single Digits is one of the more like high energy artists that we've seen do this style, man. And it's just so like it's so engaging like every single time. Well done. That was nuts. A couple things to talk about here though, for sure. So let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of My Way Home. So, instrumental. Instrumental alone, I like the mix a lot. Nothing super, super clashy, too overbearing. Nothing that I would like ultimately change on this mix. You guys know the drill, especially when you're dealing with a uh, very much a live instrument based instrumental. A lot of things can be tougher to mix, you know? Even with this track being 2 years old this year, uh, still pretty crazy for sure. So, definitely a solid, well rounded mix, in my opinion, to be completely honest with you. So, instrumental mix solid for where it's at, definitely. Um, Instrumental Shining Star. Um, I was gonna say the melodies, to be honest with you, but I think the thing that really like puts this over the edge for me is probably the structure. Because you have that solo and like, um, a lot of the drops are just on point. Like, I really, really, really feel like the structure was like up to par on this. So, I'm big on the instrumental structure for sure. So, instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. So especially for like a couple year old mix, you can see like how much the Single Digits has improved with their vocals. You know what I mean? Like their current mixes are insane compared to this. Not that this is like a massive step down either, but you can tell like the progress they've made in like such a short time. But I think that's really really cool to see. You know what I mean? I really really think that's like an awesome thing to just witness. That's why I always like going back to some of these older tracks because like you get to be able to see like where an artist came from and how much they've improved and things like that. So vocal mix for where it's at though, especially for like a couple years old, not bad, solid. Nothing super super clashy, too overbearing. Still has that raw emotion to it that most Single Digits tracks do. So it definitely has like their signature sound to it, 100%. But ultimately, like I said, nothing super super clashy, too overbearing. Nothing I would ultimately change on this at all. Um, the vocal mix solid, vocal shining star. Probably the hook. I feel like the hook is definitely very memorable, but it's also pretty catchy too, and it's definitely one that almost anybody can relate to as well. So definitely the hook, but the writing's a close second. So instrumental solid, definitely the structure. Vocal solid, definitely the hook. The stock theme, aesthetics. Um, Definitely went with like a lost, like on your way back home, like Mad Max almost kind of vibe here. Then the Single Digits logo in the bottom right. So not super super crazy, but definitely solid for a single like this for sure. So aesthetics on point. Overall theme, My Way Back Home. I mean, essentially relatively obvious. You know what I mean? Traveling your way back home, whether it's like a metaphor for like you kind of being lost in life, or you're quite literally lost. You know what I mean? I think your way back home is always like a good way to kind of um express yourself in certain ways, or use it as a metaphor. You know what I mean? But either way, I feel like the Single Digits kind of did a good job with that. So well done, my friends. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to the Single Digits. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow them on SoundCloud. They're 6 followers away from 20. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They are 1 follower away from 470. Make sure you go show them some love over there in the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the free upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Well, let's fucking go. Alrighty, my friends. Let's get into it. Let's hear. So we left off with the homie Single Digits. Up next is the homie Lucha Libro, a very interesting and very talented alternative artist. Lucha Libro submitted a carousel video clip, and it could be a visual, it could be anything. I'm not sure what we have here. It probably is a visual. So this is a track we've reacted to here on the Music Mondays podcast, but we are going to react to the visual here just because we have not seen it. So I'm down for a little visual action for 100%. All right, let's get into it. Lucha Libre Carousel official music video. Let's go.
¿Qué pasa, tío? ¿Cómo estás? Bien. ¿Vamos? Yo creo que no debería ser así, tío. Si nos ve la poli nos va a parar. Deberías cambiarte.
We could probably get subtitles on this.
Estamos en la misma, yo pintando la cárcel, la caravana, estúpido la campana me timbra. No dormiré, esta ronda no termina, y la lucha seguirá. Coge todo el sólido, quémala todas sus vaginas, y ya la forma en hacerte acabar. No, 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 no. Rechazo y dolor y la lucha seguirá. Cojo todo el sólido, quemarla todas sus vaginas. Que ya no hay forma de hacerte acabar. No, 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 no.
This is kind of fire. No way. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. We gotta talk about this. So, this one's very interesting for a few reasons, right? Because, like I said, we've already reacted to Carousel not too long ago here on the show. And I wanted to react to this just because we haven't reacted to a Lucha Libre visual in general. Let's break down the visual here and let's talk about this for a second because I think this is very, very solid out of Lucha Libre. Whoever edited this did a really, really good job. But furthermore, where can I get the air freshener that is hanging from the rearview mirror? That's so funny. That's a great comment. But You know, the idea in general is really solid for a track titled Carousel, to be completely honest with you, just because it seems like they're going around this, like, almost like suburban neighborhood over in circles and circles and circles and just kind of like smoking cigs and just kind of jamming out and relaxing, right? So that's why I feel like this is a really solid idea. But it's the small details that are sprinkled in that I think kind of top this over. Because not only do we have like the inside of the car POV, but them filming like the windshield and getting like the first person car POV and mixing that footage in here was really, really solid. But then on top of it, you added in the post production, right? You're talking about the editing, a lot of the other bonus clips in here that you get to see. Really made out for like a solid fucking music video, to be honest with you. Like this, I would absolutely consider a music, especially for these two. Like, wow, this was definitely impressive. And for a song like this, it was a very kind of relaxing vibe as well. You know, so I feel like the time lapse direction was a solid fucking idea for sure. Not even a question. Shining Star for the visual. I'm kind of torn between like the time lapse idea and like a lot of the post production. I feel like the post production is really, really fucking solid on this. Um, hmm. Yeah, let's go with the post production just because I feel like the resolution of the video, a lot of the filters here, and then a lot of the clips that are split in are just like super precise. And I feel like whoever edited this again did a really good job. So definitely the post production is the shining star here without a doubt. So with that said, a huge shout out to Lucha Libro. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go sub to their YouTube channel. They're now 2 subs away from 30. So make sure you go show them some love over there on the tube. Of course, make sure you go follow Lucha Libro on Twitter. They are 6 followers away from 140. So go show them some love in the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube free upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. Let's get it. All right. What a show already. Holy shit. All right. Let's see here. Up next would be the homie Black Cash, but Black Cash actually said that they submitted to our Gmail, and not only do we not accept submissions in our email or in our DMs, only under the submission tweet here, but also I did happen to check the email just to see if it was there, and it was not there, so I'm not sure what email you sent it to, but it was not the Music Money's main email. So again, feel free to drop your links under tomorrow's submission tweet for episode 212. Absolutely do that. Up next would be the homie TDG, but we already reacted to TDG on the early show, and TDG was like our 3rd submission. So huge shout out to TDG, and definitely go check out the beginning of the show. Go check out all of our Music Mondays Patreons. They did fantastic. Let's see here. So following TDG, we have the homie Braden. Now, Braden, a multi-genre talented artist, has been going through their latest project, Money Face, and we've been going straight down the line, man. They've actually put out quite the project here. For sure, quite the project. So, Braden submitted Price X Blastoff. Let's see what we got here. I'm down. Let's pop it open a new tab. Let's see what we got. So we left off with ETM was last week's submission. And this week's is Price X Blastoff. I'm down. All right, so Braden, Price X Blastoff, let's get into it.
Demons chasing me.
Why these motherfuckers always trying to copy?
Oh shit.
I make hella money, bitches on my body. Go to NYC for a different shot. She tryna kick it, but I do not know karate. Want a feature, bitch, it comes with a price. Smoking hella dang, living alright. Burberry coat, this shit off-white. I got hella stacks, this shit all mine. Want a feature, bitch, it comes with a price. Smoking hella dang, living alright. Burberry coat, this shit off-white. I got hella stacks, this shit all mine. Yeah, I'ma blast off.
Oh shit.
Yeah, take your mask off. Yeah, just dashed off. Yeah, need a bag off. Sipping red, feeling trippy, I'ma blast off. See the future
she need to back up. All your streams and your fans went extinct. And the whip getting high just like a blimp. Bitch, I got my own cadence, I'm distinct. I just walked up to your bitch and took a flick. Why these random people always fuck each other? Do what I do, bitch, I walk it and I talk it. I'm a different breed, bitch, I ain't common. I smoke exotic and you only smoke it right.
Let's go, man. I like this. So this is a nice like 2-for-1 here. You know, we have 2 tracks in one with a little bit of a beat switch there, and you know, sometimes these tracks come about and they're like almost by accident, you know, because you start 2 projects and then sometimes you're like, yo, I don't want to finish this, but I created something else that's also gas, you know, so you mix them, and sometimes they actually transition really well. And I feel like that's what we absolutely got here. So let's get into it. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. So we're going to talk about 3 things here. We're going to talk about the instrumental, we're going to talk about vocals, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of this track. So let's talk instrumental. So obviously we have a 2-for-1 here, but instrumental mix in general though, super solid. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Vocals sit nice, drums hit nicely, drums cut through nicely. Nothing that I would ultimately change on either of these instrumentals at all. Definitely has that like Braden kind of style to it, but nonetheless, a super solid mix for sure. Nothing super crazy that I would change, like I said. So instrumental mix definitely solid, not really a shocker. Instrumental shining star. Probably the drums for both, to be honest with you. I'm keeping it a whole bean. Probably the drums for both. I do like the melodies, but I definitely feel like the drums kind of clear here for both. Definitely. Even the sound selection on the drums is like super fucking solid. So definitely the drums here. So instrumental solid. Talk vocals. Vocal mix again, very crisp, clean, clear, straight to the point. Braden has a very distinct style, like they mentioned in this track, actually. But when it comes to their vocal mix, though, super consistent across all types of instrumentals and styles. So not really a shocker here, but something you always want to point out for anybody. Very consistent vocal mix, right where it needs to be. Vocal shining star. Probably flow and cadence and delivery for both of these instrumentals. I feel like Braden's flow and cadence is just like really at like a new level here, especially with this whole project. But for this kind of track, definitely flow and cadence and delivery, 100%. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums, vocal solid, flow, cadence, delivery. Let's talk theme. Moneyface official cover is actually a cover that I've spoke about a few times here on the show, but again, big fan of this one as far as it goes when it comes to Braden's consistency. And of course, for a project titled Moneyface, I mean, it doesn't really get any more blatant than that, right? But also the blue kind of colorways that Braden tends to gravitate towards too is like always super solid. So I'm big on that consistency as well. Braden always does really good. Aesthetics on point, definitely project worthy for sure. Overall theme, obviously a mix of 2 ideas into one. I feel like Braden did a really good job, and like I feel like this is a really solid idea, especially if you like you don't want to like finish certain projects, or you don't want to like like sometimes you have an idea, but like you don't want to flesh it all the way out. Sometimes tracks like these are the way to go, you know. I wouldn't say I do it every time, but I feel like something like this is a really good example of how it can work out well. You know what I mean? So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Braden. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Braden on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Braden on Twitter. They are 9 followers away from 10. Make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friend. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists and channel some love. Let's get it. Alrighty, my friends. Up next, we would have the homie Lucha Libro, but we already reacted to Lucha Libro's submission earlier in the show. Make sure you resubmit tomorrow for next week's show if you'd like us to kind of dive back into that. Up next is the homie Seasons. Now, the homie Seasons, a very talented alternative artist, came through with a track titled Winter Soldier. So their submission last week was actually pretty fucking crazy. So I'm super excited to see what Seasons has for us this week on the show. pop this open a new tab. I forget the name of last week's track because it was, I'm pretty sure it was like similar to this. It was definitely something off of Winter Prison, right? It was definitely just Winter, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Winter. Definitely. Which was obviously like a W listen for sure. It was a great way to come back. But regardless, this week we have Winter Soldier. So I'm down. 3 days ago, super new. Fresh off the pop. So let's get it. Seasons, Winter Soldier. Well, let's go.
Everybody on a go, so many cars.
Holy shit.
On a highway, I'd rather stay in my bed. Don't like public places. I was so pathetic. Call my mama up. Probably shouldn't have done that. I was overthinking all my songs. I shouldn't do that. That click. That click. That. Don't know what to do with pressure. Don't know what to do with pressure. Don't know. I just wanna go. Everybody on go. So many cars packed through on a highway. Everybody on go. So many cars passing through on a highway. Posted at my spot, my whole game. Back click, Winter Soldier. Posted at my spot, my gang. Look like Winter Soldier. You
What
think
the
you know me?
fuck? Holy shit. Wow. What the fuck? I think Seasons is officially back, man. Not that they ever left, but this was like one of the first styles that we ever heard from Seasons, right? And they definitely came back and fucking perfected it to a T because holy shit. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down because this is absolutely fucking bonkers. I'm not gonna lie to you, Chiefs. Okay, so we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Winter Soldier. So, instrumental, definitely a Seasons type instrumental for sure. It has that like super hard, like almost electronic type bass, but like has this like great hip hop center. It's really truly a mix of a few genres, man. So I like the instrumental choice off rip, but the mix is great. Nothing clashing too overbearing. Whoever is mixing these instrumentals and vocals together are fantastic. Obviously, the prods in the description right there. But regardless, one of those things where, man, the instrumental really shines here. The instrumental like absolutely fucking shines here. Yeah, nothing I would ultimately change. Nothing clashing too overbearing. Nothing that like really needs adjusting or anything like that. I feel like this is like really solid where it's at. Instrumental shining star. Got to be the drums. I mean, I love the melody here, but the drums are just playing such a big part. And they hit so hard, and the sound selection's great. So for me, definitely the drums for sure. Definitely the drums. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Again, vocal mix is fantastic. Seasons is an artist who does really well with a lot of effects and knows how to not overuse them, right? Just to let their like raw voice shine still, but also like have plenty of effects, right? Like a lot of these stutters are super well done. The vocals themselves are super crisp and clean and clear, but also it has the amount of processing that they want on it as well. It's still an artistic liberty, if you. It's so. It really depends on what kind of style and genre that you're really tapping into. But I feel like Seasons again has a real good lock on their vocal mix and does a really good job with everything. With that said, vocal shining star, probably the flow and cadence and delivery. Everything was delivered with like such raw passion that I mean, this is why Seasons is like, you know, Music Monday's veteran. You know what I mean? That's one of the first things that I noticed. Was like, holy shit. very, very passionate vocals for sure. So definitely flow and cadence and delivery for me, 100%. The instrumental solid, definitely the drums, vocal solid, flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme, aesthetics, W fucking picture, especially for something titled Winter Soldier. I mean, you've been anywhere that like has like a lot of snow, you're gonna be able to get pictures like this all the fucking time. You know what I mean? Especially on the East Coast. It's just one of those things that like, man, if you get plowed with snow, you can always make like a super solid photo op out of it. But nonetheless, the IRL pictures always go super, super hard, especially if you don't want to go too crazy for cover art or you just want something simple. I feel like something like this is always on point. So aesthetics, definitely on point. Perfect for a single. Overall theme, Winter Soldier. I mean, again, Seasons is kind of nailing these winter kind of vibes as of lately. So I think that's what's super, super solid about this is like they're also getting, a lot of their feelings out when it comes to like being in winter and like, being in life in general, but also like their winter vibes are just unmatched, to be honest. It's like truly, truly unmatched. So they kind of hit the nail on the head when it came to a more like heavy winter theme, you know what I mean? So well done, my friend. Well done. So with that said, huge shout out to Seasons. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow them on SoundCloud. They're approaching 1.2K on the cloud. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They are approaching 40 followers, man. They're only 10 away. So make sure you go show some love in the bird app, my friend. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of YouTube upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Alrighty, my friends. Up next, we have, we actually left off with the homie Seasons, but up next we have the homie Most Dope Kimon. So Kimon's actually an artist we dropped a SoundCloud exclusive with just recently, a couple weeks ago. So make sure you go show that some love on the Music Monday SoundCloud. But a first-time submitting artist and a very talented hip-hop artist, Most Dope Kimon, submitted Heartbreaker Official Visualizer. I'm down. This will be the first time they've actually submitted to the show. So I'm very excited because this is an artist we featured, I'm pretty sure, on SoundCloud Sunday. Like I said, we actually hosted a SoundCloud exclusive with them as of recently. So let's give this a spin. Most Dope Kimon, Heartbreaker Official Visual. Let's get into it. Oh shit. Damn. What the fuck? Well done. Whoever edited that did a really, really solid fucking job. I won't lie to you. Whoever edited that, like, went really hard with like such simple footage. Like I think these are the visuals that like matter so much. True underground vibes with this one here for sure. So with that said, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. We're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the official visual for Heartbreaker. I would even consider this a music video, really, to be honest with you. So instrumental. Instrumental mix is fantastic. I love the fucking sound selection on this. Drums are great. Nice, slow, almost kind of calm vibe, but the drums come in and like make such an insane presence, you know. So, but regardless, I'm pretty big on this mix. So nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Nothing I would like ultimately change on this one as far as mix goes. And like I said, sound selection's great. So instrumental mix solid, instrumental shining star. I mean, it's got to be the drums, right? Melody's a close second, but I'd say the drums are like, man, the drums are absolutely fucking up there for sure. Even the sound selection, the patterns, yeah, definitely the drums. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix is solid. KEEMON has like a really interesting mix. You know what I mean? Like a very interesting mix when it comes down to their vocals. And they like their vocals in a particular style, and I feel like they do really well with a lot of their effects. You know what I mean? Like some artists like kind of have to get used to it, but I feel like KEEMON really does a good job when it comes down to their vocal mix and how they kind of approach certain tracks. You know, a little bit melodic, but also still hard and like good delivery and like really in your face. So a vocal mix is solid, definitely. Vocal shining star. It could be the hook, but I kind of want to say flow and cadence and delivery. Like the hook's definitely up there for me, but yeah, probably the hook. Let's go with the hook. I feel like the hook is like a really good, like relaxing, like chill and smoke kind of hook. You know what I mean? So let's go with the hook, 100%. Instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Vocal solid, definitely the hook. Let's talk about the visual. So again, real simple, like one location shit. But I feel like whoever edited this did a really good job with it and was able to like transition at the right moments, and it's like on beat with the drums, and the font's very appropriate, especially for like a song titled Heartbreaker. I feel like they went super hard with this in like such a minimal kind of way. You know what I mean? I feel like adding like the blurry effect to the footage is like really solid, you know, because it is that kind of like ethereal dreamlike kind of track too. So I feel like blurring out the footage and just kind of like really jamming out, but like transitioning at the right time was a super solid touch. The visualizer and the visual shining star is absolutely the editing. Post-production is fucking crazy on this. Super well done. With that said, huge shout out to Most Dope KEEMON. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go subscribe to their YouTube channel. They're now 3 subs away from 60. So go show them some love on the tube, man. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They are quite literally 8 followers away from 10. So make sure you go show them some love with the bird at, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists and the channel some love. Let's fucking get it. Well done, my friends. Jesus Christ, we've had some bangers tonight. We've had some absolute fucking bangers tonight. Up next is the homie Ghost, a very talented producer. Coming back with some more unreleased instrumental, so I'm down. Let's pop this open in Dropbox, and let's see what Ghost has for us this week on Music Mondays. So let's make sure we're all good here. Let's see. All right, let's transition over to Dropbox. And let's see what the homie Ghost has for us. Hit Me So High, co-prod Rick. Let's fucking get it. I'm down. Let's get into it. No way. No way. Oh shit. Wow. Great transition. Told you I'm coming for that T3, baby. Let's get it. Drums are so crazy. That transition is so good. Great fade out. I mean, what's not to like about that? I mean, the sample utilization is really solid there too. Um, really, what's not to like about that? Like, holy shit, one of my favorite beats I've done. I can see why. I can definitely see why. That's how you sample a track, though. I mean, this is one of those instrumentals from a producer that you know they could justify putting out as like a single because it's like such like a solid sample, and the way that it's utilized is like super recognizable. And I don't know. I feel like a lot of people would really enjoy something like this. Um, this is fucking nuts. Let's talk about it though. Let's break it down. So we're gonna talk about two things because obviously no vocals. So we're gonna talk about the instrumental and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So, instrumental mix fantastic. Nothing that I would ultimately change on this, especially with the sample. The sound selection is great. The way the drums come in are great. I found that all the transitions were super solid. Nothing that I really noticed on the first listen that I would really change when it comes down to the mix. So, per usual, definitely a very solid mix from the Homie Ghost. I mean, not really a shocker, especially with like their last like 2 to 3 submissions. Their mix has definitely been pretty much on lockdown. So, can't really say I'm shocked, but something I always want to point out for anybody new. So, mix solid. Instrumental Shining Star. It'd be pretty easy to say sample, right? But structure's up there. I feel like you could make an argument for the drums. I do like the structure. I do like the structure a lot. But just the sample and the way it's utilized is also like it's really up there, man. Like you could make a case for either one. But let's go with the drums just because I feel like the drums are very like particular, and very much like on point. So I feel like the drums really kind of like took the cake here for sure. Rick structured it perfectly. Yeah, Rick went fucking crazy. So for me, let's go drums. But again, you could argue structure, or you could also talk about the sample. But let's go drums here for sure. Overall theme, obviously unreleased, but I did want to talk about the sample usage here. Samples super instantly recognizable, and definitely one of those samples where, even if you've never heard the track, you're gonna hear the sample and be like, "Yo, this is sick." And it was. This is like the definition of like not overusing a sample and kind of utilizing it in the proper way throughout an instrumental. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where, you overuse a sample, it can kind of kill the spice and like attractiveness to it. But if you use it in this fashion, I feel like samples are like super, super fucking solid. So, well done, my friends. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to the homie Ghost. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow Ghost on Twitter. They are quite literally 10 followers away from 520. So make sure you go show them some love in the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. Let's get it, baby. If you already have, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. I was busy as fuck with work that week and asked them to structure it. Yeah. No. That's totally understandable. I mean, they definitely killed it. They definitely killed it. Well done, my friends. Well done, my friends. That concludes episode 211 of the Music Mondays podcast. Let's give some shout outs. Let's give some goodbyes. Let's show some love. Let's talk about this next week on the Music Mondays podcast and the Music Mondays platform in general. Let's see what we got coming up here for everybody to dive into. So, you guys know the drill. First off, let's give a little love to the chat tonight. Chat was fucking bumping. We peaked at some decent viewers. Everybody actually fucking came through tonight. That was great. So first off, huge shout out to the homie Ghost. Much love for sticking around to the end of the show, my friend. We appreciate it here. Huge shout out to Onwuka. Huge shout out to TDG and anybody else that lurked and chilled and just came through and wanted to hang out with the Music Mondays crew. Much love, my friends. Thank you. All love, of course, my friend. All love. Thank you. Per usual, huge shout out to everybody that submitted tonight. You guys are fucking wonderful individuals. Let's give some shout outs there as well. I think that's very, very important. Huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays patrons that submitted tonight. The homie LeBerries, the homie Jordan, the homie TDG, and everybody else that subscribed to the Music Mondays Patreon. You guys are fucking amazing. Thank you for your love and support over there. Huge shout out to everybody that did submit tonight in general, though, from the rest of the community. Huge shout out to Sam's Raps, Jay Fade, Sin, Onwuka, Marco Pernice, LeBerries, Offspring Mysterious, Jordan, The Single Digits, Lucha Libro, Black Cash, TDG, Braden, Seasons, Most Dope, Kimon, Ghost, Royd, Collapse Boy, the homie Filter, and Light on the Beat. You guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you for all your love here, and thank you for your submissions. So per usual, this episode will be live this Thursday on all audio platforms, and it'll be live on YouTube this Saturday. And of course, you can subscribe to the Music Mondays Patreon and get all of our drops early. So that'll be on Patreon tonight. If you want to go clip it, record it, download it, use it for promo or anything like that, that's going to be available on Patreon. And of course, if you'd like to submit for next week's episode of the Music Mondays podcast on February 10th, make sure you follow us on all social media at All Music Mondays. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, Threads, Tumblr, TikTok, wherever you're at, we're at. So make sure you go follow us on your favorite social media to stay up to date with everything that Music Mondays is doing. But like I said, submissions will be live tomorrow, February 4th for next week's episode. So make sure you stay tuned and follow our socials and all that good jazz to stay up to date when submissions are live. And of course, per usual, stream all the Music Mondays episodes on all audio platforms, anchor.fm/allmusicmondays. You can find pretty much everything over there when it comes down to the Music Mondays podcast. And of course, make sure you follow, subscribe below. Everything linked below. All the socials, all the good stuff is linked down below. I'm quite literally live 5-6 days a week. Watch party stuff, speedrunning stuff, gaming stuff, music stuff, all that good jazz. And of course, the home of the Music Mondays podcast. So make sure you come check out the channel and show the platform some love. So per usual, that's about it, my friends. Episode 212 next week. Submissions will be live tomorrow, and SoundCloud Sunday submissions will be live this Wednesday. So again, make sure you follow us on socials to stay up to date. Got a lot of wonderful things coming with the Patreon, merch, a little bit of a graphic refresh, lots of good stuff coming, man. So, like I said, follow, subscribe below, everything linked below, socials, all the good jazz linked down below. And again, huge shout out to the Music Mondays community and everybody that came through and showed love tonight. You guys are fucking amazing. My name is Dom Slays. We'll see you next week for episode 212 of the Music Mondays podcast, and we'll be live tomorrow per usual. I love you. Take care. Be safe, and we'll see you next time.